Can you see my Figma screen? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? I was just in the car asking if you can hear me or can you imagine? Alright, can you see my Figma screen now?
Yeah, I can. Yes, I can see your screen.
Alright, so now this is Figma interface, and how we got here is just by, of course, if you're like a newbie and you want to access Figma, right? You have to search on your web www.figma.com. Maybe I should just be doing that. So I'm just going to search Figma, because if I search www.figma.com, it's just going to take me back to my work. So what you want to do is probably want to click on the sign up. Hold on, let me just click on sign up here. So it will take me to the Figma website. Then of course it's going to bring this thing for you to I want it to take me straight to the Figma website. So now this is how Figma website looks like. So it automatically logged me in because Figma saves my information. So this is just Figma. So if I come to the home button, that's the home page of Figma, this is how it looks like. So basically it gives you insights on things you can do with Figma, and I usually advise people to take their time to like go through it, because I think the way it's structured is that it's structured in such a way that it will make you like Figma the more, so you like the ideas and see things that you can do. So probably it could just inspire you and all of those. So when you're done, let's say for instance you're a newbie and you don't have Figma and you want to download Figma, you will come to products. Now when you come to products, you see that Figma has Figjam and Figma itself, right? Now under Figma, we can do designs, prototype, create design systems. Under Figjam, we use it for brainstorming, design processes, and of course we can use it to have meetings. Now there's this feature that Figma has, it's just to enable collaboration, especially when you're using Figma in your team sections, right? It enables the voice feature. So if you're working with on a project with someone, I can actually be having like a voice conversation just with you through Figma while I am on my Figma. And I feel like that's a super cool idea. So instead of typing, the person on my Figma space, could just connect once you're on that Figma space, if I'm saying anything, you'll be hearing it just the way you're hearing me now in real time. So I could say, hey, I don't like this rectangle, could we make it this, instead of just typing it. So I feel like that feature is super cool. So in today's class, so of course, when you've done this, if you don't have Figma, you can click on downloads, right? And then it will bring you to this section. Then you can download it for your desktop, device, or for your MacBook devices, depending on whichever one you're using. Now for mobile devices, these are mobile apps, but the mobile apps are not necessarily used for designing. It's used for viewing your design. So for instance, now if I'm working on a mobile platform, I'm trying to create a mobile UI, I can actually download this mobile app for iOS or Android from Play Store. And how it works is, once you sign in with the same information that you've signed in with on Figma, right, on your mobile device, once you come to Figma and you open it's called Figma Mirror on mobile apps, right? Once the app is open on your mobile device, once you click on a frame in your desktop, because the app is open on your mobile device, it previews every single thing on that frame on your mobile device. So you can use your mobile device to be looking at how this thing will actually fit in actual mobile device. So that's how the mobile version works. But I think Figma is working on the tablet version. So if you have a tablet, you can equally use it to design the way you're designing with a desktop. And then after everything, the next one here is font installers. Now it happens that some of us who enjoy using the Chrome version or the web version of Figma, some of us who enjoy using the web version instead of the desktop version, we don't really have access to some. For instance, if you have a lot of fonts that you've installed, probably your favorite fonts, you've installed them from the web, probably from any of the websites, probably dafonts.com, googlefonts.com. You downloaded some nice fonts aside from the default fonts that your web comes with, and you want to access those fonts on your web browser. That is when you will need to install this font installer, right? So this Windows installer now, since I'm using Windows here, I might just want to download this guy. Now if you download this guy and install it, then you now have to come back to Figma, right? So I'm going to go back to my Figma since I've explained all these things. Now for you to be able to use Figma both on your desktop and in your web version, you have to sign in, right? As you've seen, I'm already signed in. That's why it's saying log out here. But you have to sign in. Just sign in, it's just for you to put your basic information like name, email, and password, and then answer like few questions like, are you using it to do what you're using Figma to do? That's all. So once you sign in, this and Figma automatically remembers your information. So anytime you want to use Figma, it locks you in. So now, still explaining font installer. So say for instance, okay, I can't explain font installer unless I log into. So let's just assume that you've downloaded that. So I'll just click on new design file.
Downloaded what? Sorry, your voice went off.
Let's just say you've downloaded this font installer, because I'm assuming that this is what you don't have now. Probably you have the desktop app already installed, or you're using the web version, but I'm assuming you don't understand how this works. So that is why I'm trying to show you how it works. So if you're using Figma on your web, as you can see, it says desktop app does not require the font installer. So once you're using the desktop app, all the fonts you have on your system will be showing on your desktop. But if you're using web version, people like us that enjoy using web version, you have to make sure, if you want all the fonts that you have on your system to be showing on the web, you have to install this Windows font installer or Mac font installer. So if I click on this Windows font installer, right, and then it downloads and installs, Once you install it, you now have to come to Figma and activate it. The moment you activate it, what the Windows installer is going to do is that it's going to upload all the fonts on your desktop onto your Chrome version of Figma. So now if I come to how to do that and how to activate it is if you come to file, right? You come to help and account, right? Help and account, then you come to account settings. Now the moment you come to account settings, just scroll up a little bit. Now you will see fonts. Local fonts are currently not enabled. Install font service to enable local fonts. So you have to download that font installer, and then you have to now click on this. Probably what you're going to be having there, I already have it downloaded, but let me just activate it again. So what you're going to be seeing there is probably let me just open this. I think it's because my Figma updated at some point, so I think I have to do it again. So I'm just installing the font installer now, and that's installed. And as you can see, the moment I installed it, when I came to font, it's no longer download fonts that you're seeing. It's now telling me that my local fonts are enabled, and I have 973 fonts available in Figma. So of course, to disable these local fonts, I have to uninstall the Windows font installer again. Do you understand how it works now? Alright, so now having explained how to get Figma installed from the browser, and how to get it installed in your web version, let's now jump into Figma and Figjam. Let's try to understand how Figma and Figjam works, like the tools that Figma and Figjam have. Alright, so hold on. So now this is how the Figma interface looks like. Just hold on.
What's the difference between the desktop and the web?
Wait, hold on. You said what's the difference between?
The desktop and the web, like, is there a major difference, or you
No.
can use anyone interchangeably?
Yeah, you can use anyone.
But why do you prefer the web?
I'm coming. Wait, hold on. So basically, there is no difference between the desktop and the web version of Figma. I mean, it's the same tools, right? But I think how I started falling in love with the web version is, of course, I've always been a fan of having to install a software. I had a very good background of making use of softwares. The first software I ever learned how to use was Adobe Audition, and I learned how to use Adobe Audition I think when I was 10 years old, and I learned it from my mom, because my mom is equally a computer person, right? So you see at late midnight she's working and she's using Adobe Audition because she edits audio sounds, because she works in a radio station. So she likes working at night where everywhere is quiet. So when I'm sleeping, my room is very close to her work. So when I'm sleeping, I'll be hearing the sound like pause, cut, join, pause, cut, join. So I usually wake up to look at her. So I was very used to, having to install softwares to do anything I want to do, right? So, but when I started trying to use Figma, I found out that wow, I don't need to install anything. Like I can just start using this in my Chrome, and I already liked using Chrome browser. Like that was when add-ons, Chrome add-ons started becoming a thing, around the globe. So I really liked using Chrome browser with the add-ons, That time I will customize. If you check my Chrome, you see that it's very, very customized. I customize it to my own taste and all of those. Then, as I was trying to learn Figma, I found out that okay, I can just type www.figma and I have everything, working on my Chrome. I don't need to, install anything. And so I just like the idea naturally. But over the years that I've been using the two softwares, I've not really seen any difference. It's just based on preference. But just that, in short, the only thing that people could say is okay, one, you could work with internet on one, then you don't have to work with internet on one. But based on experience, I think that's a lie because if I am working on the desktop version, probably you use internet and then you open it, right? And then I'm working on the desktop version and I have my internet disconnected, right? So I'm just doing my work. Now, for that work to synchronize, because Figma is a collaborating application, so it means that it synchronizes your work to a cloud so that wherever you are, you can access your work. So for that, your work now that you're doing to synchronize to the web cloud, you have to have like internet connected back to your system for it to synchronize. But if not, you can save a local copy of your work into your desktop, right? So meaning that anytime you want to open Figma, you have to open it, that particular file, you have to open it from your local file, you get. But why would you want to just be doing that when just with little your internet connection connected, you can do you can synchronize all your work, and it's not like it takes a lot of data. So you can be on Figma for like a whole day and it would even take up to 50 or 100 MB from your data. So I just think that it's just based on preference. Some people still like the idea. I don't like this browser thing. Some people, their browser crashes. You understand? Some people who do not have like strong systems, when they put it on Figma and they're doing a lot of things, like a lot of browsers are open. If you always check, anytime I have my Figma, I don't usually have a lot of browsers open. Actually, I have like 2 browsers open. One is for my Figma, then one is for my other stuffs. Because I just like keeping it that arranged, so I don't like seeing a lot of things. So if I'm transitioning, I know that okay, this is only for Figma, then this is for my searches and all of those. So I think it's just based on personal preference. So if you like the desktop version, go ahead, install it, be using it. It's not like desktop has a special tool that the web version does not have. It's just the same thing. Okay, good. So but I think people just think that okay, because it's installed, like it's stronger, and all of those. But I think Figma made it so simple, you won't even notice any difference. Hope that's clear. So alright, so now when you must have logged in, and then so which of the platforms are you using it on the web, or you're using it installed as an installed software? You,
I just know I think it's on the web.
you just did what?
I just did www.figma.com blah blah blah. Um, I don't even know which one I'm using. Oh, wait,
Which one is you don't know? That's the first thing you will know.
I don't know.
Sure, that's what you're supposed to know in this class. That's the essence of this class, to clarify you and to set you up to using Figma. Are you on your system now?
Yes, I am.
So you'll be the one that will teach me. Oh yeah, share your screen. Let me be seeing your screen this time around. Go ahead and share your screen. Let me stop sharing, or let me put that you're sharing. I think if you share your screen, I should be able to see it, right? No, share your screen. Let me know if I'm supposed to share my Chrome, because I think I'm streaming as well. So share your screen. I need to see which platform, but you're supposed to know that you're using either web or desktop. Did you install Figma in your system?
I don't even remember again. I don't know. But okay, let me show my screen first.
Go ahead, please share your screen. Then I think we are going to have one Figma link that we are going to be using to learn, one Figma link and one Figjam link. So that is the essence of you sharing your screen now. So I'll just direct you how to do that, and then you're going to send me the link so that we'll be working on the same file in live class. So if I'm doing anything, you're supposed to be doing that same thing with me, so I'll be sure that you're understanding something. And then of course at the end of the class you can see what you've done, and then you have a very strong idea on how to replicate it and do your personal practice. I always figure out that that's the best, because if I'm just doing it and you're just watching, by the end of the class, if you try to do it, you might not be able to do some things, because the truth is sometimes I could be very fast that there are some little details. Probably there's a shortcut I pressed and I didn't remember to say that I pressed this shortcut before this thing was activated. So but if you're doing it and then you do that thing you thought you saw and it's not working, then you can ask a question in class and say, okay, I'm trying to do this thing you did, then it didn't work. Then of course it will draw my mind back to, okay, you're supposed to do this particular thing or press this particular thing before this option will be active. So have you been able to share your screen now?
I'm still not seeing.
You still know
I'm not seeing my screen. I thought you're seeing it already.
you can't share your screen?
I thought you're seeing it already.
Okay, you thought I'm seeing your screen. Then probably I should stop sharing. Let me know if I'm seeing it. Okay, I'm not seeing it though. Try to share again. I'm not seeing. I just stopped sharing mine. Okay, so I can see your screen right about now. So I can see your screen now, so that's fine. So show me where you're accessing your Figma from.
When I come to my phone, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Just teach me. Be teaching me. I'm listening to you.
When I come to my phone, I just go here immediately. I don't know how it got here. I don't know how it got here. But I just tap on
So
it.
yeah. Okay, that's fine. So this is your Figma. You're using Figma on your browser, and it's like when you were doing this, you saved it to access it and very fast. What do they call it again? I don't know if it's saved to favorites or you bookmarked it or something. So Chrome has a way. Yeah, Chrome has a way of showing you what you've done, the last thing you've done. So now move your mouse to that Figma icon at the black part, the black region, right? Yes, click on that icon and say back to files. Back to files. So we're on the same page now. So now this is how your Figma is supposed to look like. Now Figma have a way of showing you some
Okay,
of
so
the.
let me begin. I'm using it now on my browser. Not on my desktop.
Yes, you're using it now on your browser, right? You're using it now on your browser. So if you want to install Figma into your system, you know how you can do that, right?
Your voice is good.
If you want to install Figma,
Your voice is good.
yeah, can you hear me? If you want to install Figma on your system, you know how to do that, right?
Okay, stop now.
Eh? You say what?
What did you say?
I said if you want to install Figma on your system, you know how to do that, right?
Uh, where did you do it?
Eh?
Where did you go? You did it, Abby. You did
No,
it.
no, see, I want you to this is the web version that you're using now, but I want you to install Figma software into your system.
I don't know. Please help me out.
So that was what we were explaining like within the past 10 minutes of this class, but I'll go ahead and repeat it again. So go to your now, because you already logged into Figma. Are you with me? Uh-huh. So we'll be using this approach. So it's not like if you come to class, I'll just be talking, and boom, you're not getting.
Yes.
So now, because you're already using Figma in your web interface, do you understand? If you go to www.figma.com, it will bring you back to this interface. Or yeah, try opening www.figma.com so you see it. It will bring you back to this exact interface. Then no. It will take you to your file because you're opening a file link. Just click www.figma.com. www.figma.com. Yeah.
That's what I did.
Just .com, right?
Yeah, that's what I did.
Remove, see this long thing. Just press backspace now on your keyboard. Exactly. Then press enter. Okay. Sorry, hold on. Are you still with me? Can I still see your screen?
Well,
I can still see your screen, yes. Yeah, I can still see your screen, right? So I just want to make sure that I'm switching the recording, I'll be the stream to your screen so that we'll be seeing it. So now when you click on www.figma.com, it brings you back to your recent files. Because why? You're already logged in. So now go to your real URL panel here. That's where you put in that place you see figma.com/files, right? Now, yeah, click on it and just type only Figma. Make sure it does not have .com. Just type only Figma. So it will search Figma on Chrome, on Google rather. Just, yeah, Figma. Now, because why you're doing this is because you want to go and access Figma websites. You understand? You don't want it to bring you to the Figma workspace. So probably you might want to use the fast links like download Figma desktop or something, right? So click on download Figma desktop. Sign up is to, of course, register and do all those stuff. So now, yeah, so if you click on the Figma icon just by the top left hand side of your space, it will take you to the Figma homepage. But since what we want to do here now is we want to download Figma, so you later on you can take your time, scroll. Figma has some nice contents, inspiring content, and I actually like Figma web interface. So probably one of the tasks you might want to challenge yourself is to try to replicate what Figma have done on their website. I mean, there's a whole lot of techniques that they brought in on their website, and I think it's super creative. So now we want to download Figma application in our system, right? So what we are going to do is we're going to click on products. Yeah. So you have Figma downloads. It's the same thing. You're on the same page, yeah. Yeah, so you've clicked on the downloads already. So just scroll up.
Scroll up.
Yeah, scroll up. So yeah, when you scroll up, we have desktop, mobile, and font installer. So I equally showed you how you can work with your fonts, but let's download Figma into your system. So since you're using a Windows system, just click on desktop for Windows and let it download. So I think it's roughly around 100 and something MB though.
This one.
Yeah. So when you click on it, I think your download manager will start downloading it. So once it's downloaded, as you can see there, yeah, once it's downloaded, you can now run the setup.
I think I've downloaded this thing before now.
Have you downloaded? If you've downloaded it, then you can cancel this so you don't download it twice. Just click on the button, accordion button up. No, yeah. And then shape pause or something. Yeah, cancel. So if you have, that means you should have installed it before. So what you will do is on your Windows panel. Okay, so you have it installed on your system. So double click on it to open. So you didn't know that you've downloaded the Figma before. So double click on it. It will take a while, but it will finally open. So when it opens, usually if you're using it for the first time, right, just like this, it will ask you to log in to your browser. You understand? So you might be asking, but I want to use this in my desktop version. Why is it asking me to log into your browser? Because Figma wants to make sure that it's the same browser details that you have on your browser that you still have, on the software, right? So click on login with browser. It will just take you to your browser and ask you to log in, right? So it will take you to your browser and then ask you to log in. So the moment you log, Figma now picks your information from your browser, and then you can now click on open the desktop app. Then it will now open your desktop app. Do you understand? So you can click on open the desktop app. So now this, and what it's doing now is synchronizing your works from your browser to your desktop. So that's what I was trying to explain to you, that even if you're using desktop, so far you're connected to the internet, it synchronizes everything that you're doing on your browser to your desktop. So there is no much difference. So from here now, we are now on the same page. So we are going to okay, let me just be looking at your screen and explaining it to you. So now when you look at the left hand side of this your interface, where we have recent, drafts, and community. Do you understand? Now usually Figma has what we call drafts. You know what drafts means now, right? And then it equally has a section we call themes. Now what is the difference between drafts and themes? Now when you're working with the free version of Figma, you are only allowed to have 3 projects in your themes section. Now what is the difference between your themes section and the drafts? The difference between the themes section and the draft is when your project is in the themes section, right? When your project is in the themes section, you can have other editors on that project. So for instance, you're collaborating with different designers, you can have other editors on that themes project that you're doing, right? But when your project is on draft, Figma does not allow you to have other editors. Instead, it allows you to probably share your files and people can view it and stuff like that. But when you want to collaborate, you have to have your project on the themes, right? So that's different. So when you move your project to your themes, or you create a new project under your themes, which I think you've created something on that themes, I can see Nancy's.
I don't know that I did that.
So you don't know, you were doing it when you were sleeping, but it's fine. So you've created one, so you can click on Nancy's. Yeah, click there. So this basically your themes, but it happens that you don't have any project on this your themes now. You have one file, this themes project. You have one file under it, and you updated it 1 month ago. Fine. So so when you click on this your project, it's going to open up. And now anything that is here now, you can of course collaborate and do whatever thing you want to do. So what you can do is, since you're here now, you're going to create a new design file under these themes, under this section, and you're equally going to create a new Figjam file under this section. Are you with me?
I should do that now.
No, I'm just trying to explain to you. So when you create this new design file, you're going to send to me, right? So I'll have access to it. Then we can collaboratively work on that same file. So it's more, the class is more like do as I do. So anything you see me doing, try to do it on your own end, and I'm equally seeing what you're doing from your own end, and you're seeing what I'm doing from my own end. You understand? So you just have to So I think it's better that way. So that's how we're going to be working with. So you can create these links later on, the new design file. You come back to this place, create a new Figjam file, and then send me the links. So once I click on
I
them,
want to do it now so that you see as I'm doing it.
yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna click on the new Figjam file, which is the first thing we're going to look at. Click on the new Figjam file. So Figjam is like a whiteboard space, right? Okay, you already have one file. Okay, go ahead. So new Figjam. Remember that you only have access to 3 projects on your teams. So when you're trying to create your project, you can reuse. So you already have one file, but I think you don't know that you created it there. So plus this one you created now, that is 2. So you only have one more left. So but we could have just used that one file that
Can
you
I
already.
delete one? That one
Yeah,
now.
you can still delete it much later on. You get. So this is how Figjam interface looks like. As you can see, it's very simple. Now if you want to share this link to me, as you can see, the root file says team project / untitled. So what you might want to rename this untitled to probably IJ's class with Uche or something like that. So anytime you want to search, because when you search untitled on your Figma, I'm sure you're going to see a lot of untitled, so you might get confused. So when you remember that, okay, you named it with this file, anytime you want to have a class, you can always search it and it pops up, and then we can use it. So now if you want to share this link with me now, you have to click on the share button. You can see the share button there, right? Yes, you have to click on the share button, then it's going to bring out a link for you. So now you have options. Of course, these options came out in the recent updates of Figma. I think when you're working in the team section, you have the options to password your file, so that people who don't have the password won't be able to access it. You have the option to just invite only people you want to see this project. Then you have the option to just make it open. Anybody with the link can view. But before, there was nothing like password. It was just view and edit option. So I think people were complaining that a lot of people used to access their work once. If I send a work to somebody now, the person can send to another person, send to another person. Before you know, you've seen like 10 people viewing your work, and you don't know those 10 persons. So I think Figma listening to that. So I think you might want to click on that button. Yes. Yeah, click on the button where your mouse is.
Sorry.
Yeah.
This one.
Yes. So you can change it to probably anyone with this link, or only people invited to this file. But for the purpose of the class, just change it to anyone with this link. Right? I'm just going to be the only person with your link now. Just yeah, because if you use only people invited to this file, I have to start giving you my email address so you can invite me. So that's just why I needed to use anyone with this link. Then you see this can view option. Yeah, exactly. So you will see this can edit by the side of that anyone with this link. When you click on that accordion icon, that's the arrow icon, beside that can edit. No, down on that same, yeah. Yeah, on that same, yeah. When you click on it, you can change if I can view your file or if I can edit. So when you change it can view, it means that are you with me?
Your voice is breaking.
Can you hear me now?
Your voice is breaking.
Yeah, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Please, see what you said. Your voice.
Can you hear
I
me
couldn't
now?
hear what you said.
Yeah, but can you hear
Yeah,
me
I can now.
All right. So I said when you click on this, now when you change this thing to can view, if you send me this link, I can only view this your file. I won't be able to edit it. Do you understand? I can only just view it. So if I want to edit it, I probably need to request permission from you, or probably just do it the other way around. Then if you leave it at can edit, the moment you send me this link, I'll be able to edit whatsoever, and I'll be able to create my own stuff inside this link, so we can collaborate on it, right? So you might want to just leave it at can edit. Yeah, then you see the box on top, right? This is when Probably you don't know the person personally. Probably you don't have the person's contacts personally where you can share, your links. And probably you just want to invite them through email. So you can actually send someone an invite through emails, in Figma. So you only have their email address. So you see here, you can just put their emails, and then of course you can change the restrictions to from can view or to can edit. And then the moment you click on send invites, Figma is automatically going to send an email, to that person, inviting them to your file. So once the person accepts your invite, Figma is going to pop it up to your screen to tell you that, okay, this person have invited your invite and they are now an editor or a viewer in this file. So since you've already set anyone with link and edit, what you will now want to do is, you see the copy link option at the left hand side, bottom left hand side. You can now click on it, copy this link, probably send to me on WhatsApp or whichever way you're going to send to me, right? So once you send the link to me and I get to see this link, I'll be able to jump on this file and work collaboratively with you. Will you be able to send the link to me now? All right, just send the link to me. Let me see.
I'll take this with me.
All right. So but this is your Chrome, right? This is your Chrome, right? Are you on go to your Chrome? Let me just show you what you can do. An easy way out.
Okay.
Now, are you in your Chrome? Now, yeah, click a plus tab. Click on the plus tab. Now, paste the link inside here. No, just paste the link inside here. The link you copied. Right, then click outside. Probably you can load it, right? This is one of the reasons why I like using. Yeah, you can load it. This is one of the reasons why I like using Chrome. Now it's going to open up the file, right? It's going to open up the file on your browser, which is fine. Now you see this icon that looks like share. Are you seeing it? No, not the share. Just on your URL tab. Move up. Where we have the star. No, you move to the right. Yeah, that place where your mouse is, but move to the right. Huh? Yeah. Click on that icon now. So if your phone is equally logged into, you can share this to your mobile device. So you can say send to your device, right? Click on send to your device. Yeah. So I think that's your phone. So you can click on your phone and it's going to send this link to your phone. So you just open it up in your device and then copy it from your device and share it to whomever you want to share. Do you understand? So it's the Chrome thing makes life so easy. So depending on when you send the file to me, I'm going to go ahead to share my own screen here, and then we can just continue. Okay. Let me open it up. Ouch, my neck. Okay, so I should be entering the file now.
What's happening now?
I'm trying to open it up on my device. So I think I'm inside this device and probably you could see my mouse move or something if you're looking at the file. Can you see my mouse somewhere in your file?
Start moving it then.
Okay. I'm coming. Just let me just be sure it's there and then okay. So you should see me.
Okay, yeah, I can see it now. Yeah.
All right. So all right. So this is how the Figjam interface works, right? So like I told you, okay, this is not active here. Okay, so this is how Figjam works, right? So as you can see, it's just a white space, and I think it's quite very easy to use. And what I'm going to do in today's class is I'm just going to like take you through this interface and then explain what each of the tools here does, so when you're doing your work, you will know how to go about it. So the first one here is the move tool. I usually like explaining or talking about the move tool first because that's one of the tools I think you will always be working with, right? So basically what the move tool does is that it helps you move objects around. So if I have any objects on this my whiteboard, I'll be able to move it around to wherever I want. Now there's something I want you to understand about Figjam and how it works. This is an infinite space. What do I mean by it's an infinite space? Like you can zoom in, the space will never finish. You can zoom out, the space will never finish. And just like you're somewhere on this file now, you can create something somewhere here, just at the extreme here, very, very far. Then you can be somewhere very, very far and be creating your own thing. So it's just an infinite space. Do you understand? So you can continue zooming in, zooming in, zooming in, zooming in. It doesn't end. There is no restrictions to say, okay, this is only the boundaries you can work on. Do you understand? Which I think is a super cool feature with Figma. So now, to be able to explain how the move tool works, I would like to explain this shape tool. So this is your shape tool. Now when you click on this icon, anytime you see this icon around any of the tools here, it simply means that there are
Which
other
is the shape?
this purple one that you're seeing here. Yeah, is the shape tool. So when you click on it, you anytime you see this,
What about
what did you say?
You didn't say anything about this one, this matter.
No, no. I said for me to be able to explain the move tool very well, I need to first of all explain the shape tool to you. That's what I said.
Okay.
So this is the shape tool. Now this shape tool. Now whenever you see an icon around there, right? Whenever you see an icon around there, it simply means that if you click on it, there will be other options under this particular tool. So let's click on it.
Mm.
You can see it brings out different shapes that you can work with, right? Now I'm going to explain how best to use these shapes very well, on the meaning of these shapes, especially when you're trying to use them to create your flowcharts. But for now, let's just learn how the interface works, right? So when I click on this square, you know, I'll just click on this square and then drag it out here. It drops a square for me. Now I can come back to my move tool, and of course you can see I can use my move tool to move this around and place it in any position where I want to place it.
Wait. You said you clicked on which the
Yeah,
this square.
once you've selected your shape tool or the square or any shape you want to do, now click on it and drag it out. Drag it to your white space. You will create something. So try and do your own so I will see what you've created.
But what am I doing again?
Hmm?
I don't even know if I'm the one doing it or you're the one doing it.
Okay, let me
Is it you that
delete
is
it.
doing this one?
I just deleted it for you now. I create another one.
Okay, it's already even.
I just deleted it, so create another one.
Yeah. Mm.
So you've created it, right? So you have a feel on how to create it now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can see your own and you can see my own. That's fine. So try to move this your object around. Using your move tool, just move it around. Yeah, so you can see your object is moving. Your object is moving around, which is fine. So what you're going to do, try to create all these other shapes. Try and create them here. It's 8 o'clock. I'll join you back in 15 minutes time. So when I join you back in 15 minutes time, I should be able to see all the shapes you've created. Hope that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right.